Well, good evening, everybody. And you know, let go. Hold on. So the chicken saying hello to. Okay, well, everybody. Sorry I didn't come back on. I was just too burnt out, and I hate saying goodbyes. And I've been having a bad cough all week, and got so much things I'm worried about. And I found out this past couple of days, my dad ended up going to the ECU, and he has a tube down his throat running his breathing, so he has everything, and I don't know how long he's gonna try to fight. But yeah, I was down there yesterday, and then but there's a lot going on. I just uh, so yeah, I'm gonna try to build this channel up. So I don't know if everybody's gonna get to this one or not. Yeah, I change my mind all the time, and I just like doing this, but I overdo myself doing all the intel. Finally got a haircut. Um, so I guess there was a couple breaking news just a couple hours ago. A shooting at the Eagles parade, and then Chicago has a water main break. Island Girls are far. I tried getting a hold of Raisin so far. I don't know where. I'm just gonna keep my minimum on my calls. I'm not calling it not many people anymore. I gotta stay relaxed and not worry about all the phone calls and everything. Thanks, Robert. Lucy, Kimberly, and we got hit with a heavy snowstorm last night. I think they said 7 or 8 inches. So, excuse me. So, like I said, I don't know what, like I said, we don't know when it's going to happen, and I can't go all year long. I just, something's got to give March 4th. That's the date of the constitutional date of the new sworn in. Carol, you out there? Mary? Mary, get your cat come home? Hey, there she is. Yeah, just telling everybody that I just had to step, just burnt out, and Not going to worry about calling everybody anymore. And um, just been sick all week with my cough and everything. And my dad's in the hospital, and my brother-in-law's dad. They're both in the same situation. So hope they both make it through. But I don't know. Anybody here from Man? We haven't heard from Man in a while. Dave and Greg. I text Kay. I told her I was coming on. Raising. Don't start, Chico. No, it is too cold for a window now. No window. You think it's summertime out there? No. You want me to get more sick? Then you'll get sick too. Oh, great. I hope she's okay. See, they just, that's, Marco and now Ann's disappearing. This people are stressed out. That's what I'm saying. March 4th is, I don't know. Stop it. Not going to be on very long. No. He's yawning. No. No. Well, you're going to get pissed off. Stop you whining. You coming up here or what? Come on. Get up here. Stop. Hey. Don't do that. Get all the barking you want. What? Stop. So we'll try to get an hour in. So we'll go ahead and get started. Oh, guess what? I just got. I got TikTok back, you guys. It's back on the app, so we get to do TikTok again. So the first one we'll do. Sorry about the cough, guys. Stop it.
shot. Crowd was scrambling all over the place, running away. What in the world is going on here, folks? Let me give you some information about the Eagles shooting. It was on 23rd and Spring Garden, around that area. Check it out.
We're getting really. There's a second school going on that.
This is coming from TMZ Sports. Philadelphia Eagles, 2 people shot at Super Bowl parade. And you see the ambulance there in the crowd. It says the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl celebration has taken a tragic turn. 2 people have reportedly been injured by gunfire while enjoying the parade. Police told CBS News the shooting occurred Friday afternoon at 23rd and Spring Garden Streets, just a few blocks away from where Philadelphia Eagles players addressed the thousands that had gathered to soak in the team's Super Bowl victory over this Kansas City Chiefs. Further details surrounding the matter have not been immediately available. We reached out to Philadelphia police for comment, but yet to hear back. So this comes just, the last time Super Bowl parade in Kansas City, they had a shooting there. I don't know if you remember that. Van got tackled. I'll show you that to you right here.
Oh, there's Reagan.
One guy was hollering, saying, stop him, or catch him, tackle him, whatever. And he's just bailing running. And out of nowhere, I heard that guy hollering. So I'm just like, okay, well, I'm right here. And I didn't even think about it. It just a reaction. I didn't hesitate. It was just do it. So I went to go tackle him, and another gentleman did the same thing. And as I'm tackling him, I see his weapon either fall out of his hand or out of his sleeve because he was wearing a long jacket or like a Carhartt. So when I seen that hit the ground, I'm like, oh, we got to take this guy down. And so, like I said, I did, and another good Samaritan did, and we held him down. And it seemed like forever, but it probably wasn't. It was like 30 seconds holding him down, and me and the other gentleman are hollering at ongoers, where's the cops? Get the cops over here. Get the cops over here. We got them.
So hopefully we'll get some more footage of that, but haven't seen much footage at all. What's going on with all these celebration shootings, whether it's Christmas parties or sports parades? Last year it was in Kansas City, as you just saw. A fan tackled another individual. Hopefully somebody gets arrested here. Hopefully we can get some more information on what happened. Praying for everyone that is attending the Super Bowl parade. You want to be safe. You want to go to these places and enjoy the festivities. Unfortunately, there's bad apples in the mix. So hopefully Philadelphia police, if people did actually get shot, and it looks like they did, hopefully they'll release some surveillance and arrest the individual or individuals responsible for this. If there is an arrest, I'll share that individual on JLR Investigate. Subscribe to the channel, like hit the notification button. Go Eagles. That's where I'm from. So it's pretty good that.
Okay, that happened today. Yeah, Ray and I tried to come on. I don't know how long, maybe at least an hour I'll get. I got a lot of short videos and photos. And Dad's still in ECU or ICU with his tube breathing. So, yep. So, yes, the latest will go on to the next intel. I got a 10-minute clip with the news sports lady. Did you guys hear anything about Arizona? I guess they had a lot of dumps for fires in Arizona. There's there they are, counting their money. And Raisin, I got TikTok back up. They got it back on Apple. So, the last three videos are just recently. So I'm just going to do a 5-minute update on this one.
Within a zip code in the
Breaking news. Skokie, Illinois. We got a situation, folks, in Skokie. There has been a major water break, which some are calling it the worst ever in the state of Illinois, that is happening right now in Skokie, a suburb of Chicago, and neighborhoods are beginning to flood and are underwater because of a water main break. Look at this. Look at this footage, folks. So we're eyeing what's going on here in Chicago. There is alerts issued, a boiled water order has been issued. Schools have been closed. Skokie's a big community right outside Chicago, and choppers up in the sky seeing what's going on, and this is pretty big, folks. We're going to see what's going on here, talk about this a little bit. Good morning, everyone. It's probably not a good morning in Skokie, Illinois. One of the reporters with WGN Morning News, Marcus Leshak, said one of the worst water main break situations I have ever seen happening right now.
So that's an update. That's an hour long. So I didn't want to do the whole thing.
Historical what we're looking at here, guys. Let's go right over to the maps.
All right, we're over here. Let me just back you guys out a little bit so
Maryland, you too.
everybody can get a feel for where we're at. All right, because you can't hardly see where we're going to, obviously. You can see it right here in the center. Here is Greece right in through here. Let me just get my drawing tool up quick and get a different color so you guys can see. Okay, so Greece is about like this, okay, and we're going to go in closer, but that just gives you an idea. Here's Saudi Arabia, and we've got Africa right here, guys, okay, if you don't have a real good feel for the maps. All right, let me just come back out a little bit more so you can see. All right, and so here's South America. You can barely see the southern half of the restored republic here because it's full of dumbs being blown up. You guys, that's what I was saying. War to peace. Okay, war to peace. And this is incredible. Let's go on in. So we're going to zoom in just to the north and to the west of Saudi Arabia, and to the west of Turkey. So here's Turkey, guys. They're pretty important in this mess, and they're going to be coming into play pretty quick here. All right. Look at all that, you guys. Now, wait, I'm going to go in and just let you look. Look at what happens here. Absolutely historical. Greece is reporting that people want to run. Okay. I mean, if they could understand what it is, they would be out on the beaches celebrating and opening up champagne and waiting for the next blast and getting excited. Instead, they're inside and they're crying and they're scared and they think that all hell's broke loose, that they're all going to die because it is rocking them. And you can see why. Let me come on in closer. Watch this explosion. Oh, guys. Okay. All right. War to peace. Look at that. It just keeps going and going. Talk about some 5D chest. Oh, at least 20D. All right, let's see if we can make something out here. So let me just show you real quick. Let's see here, get the tip out. All right, here we go. Let's come on out this far. All right, so we've got Greece right here, guys. Okay, I know you can't even see it. Isn't it awesome? This is the real war right here. And this is definitely a winning war. So there's Greece. So you can see there's a lot of reports of shaking down here. We'll go on down there. So you can barely see Greece, but at least they've let up on this area now. It's more out into sea out here. Let's go in close because I see a lot of shaking going on here. Let's see if we can see what's causing all the upset here. Let's click on it and see how long ago it was. This was 2 days ago. And the map does not want to open up for me to see. 3 days ago on that shaking. 3 days ago on that shaking. Okay, so it's either what I call a ricochet, like a buckshot, where they hit something maybe this dumb out here. And depending upon which direction they came in with the direct energy weapon, is what may have caused all the shaking, just on the inside of Greece there. Okay, let's come on back out and let's go in super close. Let's watch this again, guys. Here we go. This right here is historical, monumental. Look at that explosion in the center. Boom! Oh, guys. Oh, this is just so fantastic. It's so exciting to see this. Unbelievable. Let's see if we can grab a couple. Let's grab that circle. So we're doing this one right here, that bigger one. We're looking at the bigger ones through all that mess. Okay, so this was an 11 km. There's a lot of 10 kms in there, guys. And that was a 5.3 blast. These are big ones. All right, we are talking Mongo ones, guys. All right, let's try for this circle over here we're going to travel to. Okay. Let's hit on that one. Whoops. Got to come in a little bit closer. It's hard to see. There's just so many layers in there. All right, let me see if I can get it now. There we go. We got it. Oye, Greece. And look at that, guys. There she blows. 10 km. Woo! There are so many 10 kms in there, you guys. It is just, I sat here just staring at the map for at least 15 minutes and just picking them out. And that was a 5.1. You guys, these are large explosions. It's not a wonder that everybody in Greece wants to get the hell out of there. But if you guys just stay put for a little bit longer, we're in the grand finale right now, and you'll get your land back, and this time it'll be very peaceful. All right, let's click on a few more here. All right, let's see. It's very difficult to see. I got to come back out there. Now we can see our bigger circles. That was this one that we just did. Let's go ahead and move to this one right here. Okay, I'm going to try and get it. Very hard to see. I'm giving it a try, guys. Nope. Missed it. There it is, right there. I got it. All right, so this was yesterday in Fiera, Greece. They're labeling it too. There's another 10 km, guys. They're going nuts. They're just, whatever this hub was, the one I was showing you last night, okay, absolutely dwarfs what's going on here, guys, for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can click on another one.
You guys want me to show the other
and
one?
That was
I think she
a
has
5.1. They're all big blasts, guys. All right, let's try again here. Oofty. Oofty. Come back out for our bigger circles. Let's come on in a little bit closer here. See if I can nail these two. This one just to the south. So I'm going to this one now. Okay. Nope, missed it. Try again. Yeah, you got to keep trying, guys. When you've got these stacked on top of each other like this, it's tough to grab one of those circles. So 5 days ago, and this was a 10 km. Okay. Just, I mean, you can clearly see that it's all about Greece right now. And we looked like this. Florida looked like this. Cuba looked like this. We had these grand finales, is what I call them, all over the planet. And, look at that, you guys. I'll just give you one last view here. Look at that. And it just, the dimensions just keep going and going and going. Look at that. Another layer and one more layer in. Incredible. Look at that. And you can just pull these apart. Unbelievable. Very exciting. Greece, please hang in there. Guys, we're trying to get you guys taken care of. I sure wish we could get the truth to you so you could go stand out on your beaches and celebrate every blast that happens to you, but you'll be able to see it in the rerun. Congratulations, Greece. Hang in there. We're getting there. And for all of you guys out there, you go to sleep tonight knowing how much safer our world is tonight. I'm sure our children will come to study this in history. What we're watching right now, this is absolutely historically monumental. You guys have yourselves a good evening.
That was 2 days ago. Okay, I got Patriot Princess next. 7 minutes. Oh, I can't play that one. That one has music. I'll play the next one here I got.
Right now, okay? And I need your help to push this video out to
2
President
minutes.
Trump, to Kristi Noem, to anybody that can help this situation. President Trump, sir, I don't know if you're aware of this situation, but they're the hotel vouchers for the people in Western North Carolina. We're supposed to go out till March 7th. FEMA just came to the hotels yesterday and told them, nay, they're not going to go to March 7th anymore. They're actually rolling it back to February 20th. The people have till next Thursday. The hotel representatives are also coming out and saying that the FEMA has not paid them not one penny for these hotel vouchers. They have not seen one daggum dime from FEMA to pay for these hotel vouchers. Also, sir, there are quite a few people that own property in Western North Carolina, like apartment complexes. They signed up for FEMA's housing program, kind of like what they're doing out in California with Airbnb. We have several people that signed up for this program, willing to let people come stay in their apartment complexes for long-term stay. FEMA has not contacted not one person that signed up. So, sir, we absolutely appreciate you sending the Army Corps of Engineers in here to start cleaning this stuff. It's been amazing. But sir, we need to find something for long-term stay for these people. We are not and cannot depend on FEMA no more. So sir, is there any way that we could come up with long-term housing for these people in Western North Carolina? Because a lot of them were renters. A lot of them didn't own any property. They rented the houses. So they have nowhere else to go back to. So if we could find somewhere, some way to find these people somewhere to live until we start rebuilding, that would be the biggest blessing for everybody that was affected by Hurricane Helene. Thank you.
Okay, news, big important video there.
I thought it was just going to be.
Joining us with more, Counselor to the President, Alina Habba. Let's start with those two. We're good to have you, by the way. Let's start with those last two items. It's interesting because the president gets elected to do a job. I think this is
I've been out all week,
lawsuits in total out there against Donald Trump and the administration so far.
First time back in a while.
As part of the executive branch, he has the authority to do everything he's doing. Your reaction to the first two court decisions?
Well, first of all, absolutely, he has the authority to do what he's doing. As we've seen yesterday, we had momentum where we were giving people money to walk away if you don't want to come to work. Imagine that. And we'll pay you till October. Imagine that. But they tried to stop it. Sean, we know what's going on here. It's very simple. It's the same thing that's been happening for the last 3.5 years. They're panicking, and the only thing they do is go to radical left judges that want to make a name for themselves to stop the executive branch for doing exactly what was mandated to do on November 5th when we swept the nation. It's absolutely ridiculous. And frankly, this is all over everything. I was discussing this actually with Elon, and I said, for all the money you've saved this country, perhaps we should also have a ticker for every case that they're going to bring. It's going to go up while this one goes down, because that's what they do. If we want to save money, people are going to get upset. Why are they getting upset? Because we're taking money out of their pockets. The best thing that Elon Musk is going to do is going to look at people's salaries and say, okay, if you make X amount of money and you're worth $68 million, we're going to look at why that is. And that's really the bottom line, because we could talk about everything, every executive order, but there is a panic in D.C. at this moment where I now live, and it is very simple. We are cutting them off from their funding. And that means politicians, not just saving taxpayer dollars. And that's where the panic is coming from. It's pretty basic.
Look, obviously, if you're friends with Donald Trump, you're going to be hated. All right, so we'll check that box on the Elon Musk side. But correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't he the guy that offered Starlink when people in North Carolina had no communication with the outside world, and he donated that? Didn't he offer the same thing to the people of California? Don't we have 2 astronauts that have been pretty much lost in space or abandoned now for nearly 300 days, and our government can't save them, so he's going to go rescue them? You know, and he's cutting out all of this waste. Well, why would you hate somebody like that?
It's so
I'm
basic.
grateful.
You know what? It's very basic. Let's think about this. In our administration, we have a tremendous amount of billionaires who are successful businessmen. And I could name them all, but we know who they are, who have taken a leave, sold their companies, walked away from their lives to sacrifice to help America be great again. There are many, many. Now, Elon's become a target for one very simple reason, because he is cutting the funding to these politicians who have put their bureaucratic, personal financial gain and interest above the American people. That is the difference. That may not be felt by some of the other people that are in the administration that have done the same thing that Elon does, that are incredibly successful billionaires. But they are targeting him because he is cutting their lifeline, their financial. Listen, Nancy made how much money? And we're going to go down the line of looking at all these people. There is no reason, as a federal employee, me included, I shouldn't walk out richer from the federal government. That should not be the case.
No,
and I open you up to look, because it's not going to happen. You don't do it.
You would make a lot more in the private sector. Elon Musk will probably make a lot
100%.
less, although, you know, when you have that kind of money, that money makes enough money, you know, on its own, in a sense. Even if you put it in a treasury at 5%, not a bad deal. And the president doesn't take a paycheck. He's losing money. People are in this to serve their country. I would argue almost everybody that you see every day in that White House is not making money.
I do. You're right. We don't. And the only reason they're screaming about Elon, it's very simple. Nobody has said it yet, and I'm going to say it. It's because they're hitting their pockets. Only reason they're screaming about Elon. They're not screaming about Howard Lutnick. They're not screaming about Bergam. They're not screaming about those billionaires. They're screaming about him. And that's because he's going in and hitting where it hurts. So you know what happens when you scream and when you sing songs outside at a rally, which, by the way, what are you doing on the American taxpayer dollars, creating songs against the Republican Party? It's bizarre. But when you're doing things like that, that says to me one very simple thing. We have hit your Achilles heel, and we will continue to hit you. We will look at why our children are not educated. We will look at why our children have an increase in ADHD. We will look at why our borders are not safe, why our security is crazy, and why there is fentanyl crisis right now in our country like we have never seen, because illegal immigrants were supposed to come in and vote for Kamala Harris, but it didn't work out for them. So they are panicking. And Elon may be triggering just a little bit of insecurity, which is that they are worried about us looking at exactly what they've done and exactly how much they've made. And that is now stopping. And it's a panic. It's very simple.
It's a panic on their part. I think a lot of Americans, the average American making 66 grand a year, when they see all this waste, fraud, and abuse, are going to, and they understand it more, they'll be cheering. Alina Habba, we appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
Hey, sorry about the coffee, guys. So, did you guys hear the latest on the Pope now? Okay, we haven't heard Letitia's James lately. Oh, shoot. That's too long, guys. Okay. Okay, this is that one.
And take a look.
5 minutes.
It's coming out of Buckeye, Arizona,
I know
which
where
is
that
just
is.
to the west of Phoenix. Coming into view. So here's your Phoenix area right here. Okay. And then here's Buckeye, and you can see it right there on the screen. It's causing some people to report shaking as far as Wickenburg to the north. We'll be taking a look at that. All right, let's come on in on it. So we're in Buckeye. If you live in Buckeye, it's off of Highway 10, the 10 coming out of Phoenix. Okay, and it is in Watson Estates. All right, and let's see whose house it was on top of here. Okay, coming in. 2000, interesting number. 2000 South Elm Lane, right on top of your house. Let's come on back out and get what happened here. All right, so let's see here. She was a 10K-emmer. Woo woo. War to peace, war to peace, war to peace. We love that because 10K-emmers is a main tunnel, and when they hit main tunnels, you know they're done with the area, especially when they haven't done anything in that area. They're not telling us right now what the actual slammer jammer was of it, which would also be your magnitude of the earthquake. But judging by what I'm seeing, let me just get this off of here real quick. Judging by what I'm seeing with the shaking, guys, let's come on back out and see that shaking again. Look at how far to the east that shaking's being reported. Let's grab this one and let's make sure that it is okay. So they're saying about 3 hours ago. Now, remember, they could have reported this, after the quake, of course, and that looks like that's what happened. But there also could be another one. They're being mysterious about what they blew that one up at. So I'm just wondering, with all the shaking going on way to the east, if there's not another one that's going to turn up in there. All right. So it's called Egypt in Maricopa. All right. And where these guys are reporting from. Mild noise and then a slow jolt, followed by a short, mild shaking. Could hear the walls make noises. Yeah, that's about what it would sound like, Estella. Okay, let's grab a couple more shakings. And you see, what's interesting is these are being reported 3 hours ago. Let's just take a look and see what these guys are reporting. 1 hour ago, you see they're feeling seismic activity. So there's something more going on in this area. We'll be watching this all throughout the night to see if what's really going on will pop up. They said it was dizzy while walking the dog off kilter, then it was fine. Yeah, it goes about that quick. It really does. Let's see what these other shakings are reporting. I'm just really curious about this one. There's something they're not telling us. And if you know anything about the CMEX plants, okay, CMEX plants are loaded down here, and that's where they put the children's bodies. I mean, I might as well just come right out and tell you guys, if I just shocked some of you, that's what it is. You want to know where the children's bodies went after they were done? They went into the CMEX plants, and they're in your driveways. It's unfortunate, but that's the truth. So, okay, 2 hours ago, light shaking. So we've got some stuff going on there that they're not showing us. Okay, let's just go way to the north up here and see in Black Canyon City. All right, light shaking 2 hours ago. And this claims to have been 5 hours ago. So we're going to find out something's going on here in this area. And also, I just want to say, too, that up here in the Mare area, we have a fire, okay? It's called the Brady Fire, guys. And it's approximately right here in these hills. Okay, and they have just evacuated Mare. We'll keep a close eye on that too. Definitely very important here. Let's just go back south to this green one here. See what they said. Moderate shaking. So, the colors dictate. If you see red, go hit it to find out what they're reporting because it's something big. So something very mysterious is going on in this area. And we'll definitely keep a watch out. I'll be looking real close and reporting. Something's going to turn up there that they're not showing us. Okay, I'm over here in LA, and they put this map out this week about the CMEX plants. You guys, most of the trafficking was centered around these CMEX plants, and most of them were in the South. Like I said, that's how they disposed of the children's bodies. You think about it, they use the blood and then they go ahead and use the bodies because they eat them. Okay, that's a part of their religion. You have to think in their religion. You can't think in our world. You have to think of their religion and what they did. It was nothing to sit down to a little baby that was cooked like a roast and eat one every single night. It's just like Walmart. They could just very easily order them and get them in like Walmart and get it shipped to them, and there they have it. But the major adrenochrome
I
factories and stuff
decided to
down
step
underneath
away, and I
the
wasn't sure what's
disposal
going
of the
on.
bodies. You say, why would
But
they pick
I'm
that?
back for a little
Because
bit.
they're very evil. All you have to do
I
is
just
look
do an
up
hour or
Finkelstein.
so.
Okay, Finkelstein was a Jewish Zionist that went on a radio show one day, and he threw up all over us the truth. And when the radio show host asked why he was being so honest, he said it and he laughed and he said, because you guys won't believe me anyway, so we just tell you. The reason why they put them into our food and into our concrete is because they're evil and they wanted us eating our own stuff. They think it's funny. These people are bored, they have too much money, and they have Satanism. So they spent their time sitting around like the movie Trading Places. Remember, for $1, they destroyed one man's life and brought another man up to see what would happen. This is what they do, guys. And it's all backed up by Satanism. All right, so these CMEX plants, you think they're there because it's all about the concrete. No, it's just like Walmart and Wayfair. They were fronts for the trafficking. We were a pain in the butt for having to deal with us with the fronts of a Walmart. All they cared about was the trafficking. And like I said, these CMEX plants, I will see if I can find you a video all about it, is where the children's bodies went. Okay? The meat would go into our food like McDonald's, and then the bodies would be disposed of and put into our concrete. They think it's funny. They laugh at us. They're very evil, you guys. Very evil. And so here's some of the CMEX plants around the area of Los Angeles. Okay. And we know how bad of a hotbed Los Angeles was. So take a look at all the CMEX plants there. Like I said, everything is a front and everything is a trick with them. And everything is revenge on us. They can't stand our beating hearts. If you're human, okay, they hate us like that. They did horrible things. These days are coming to an end. And as we celebrate another 10 km gone, you hear how excited I get about it. I get excited because then stuff like that, the CMEX plants are all over here in Phoenix, you guys. They're all over the place. It was pretty bad. There's a few up here in the Prescott area too. One major one in between the Prescott area and out going towards the highway to Flagstaff has a huge CMEX plant. And then underneath it, there was a lot of tunnels, guys. And so with that, I just want to say that we are working diligently on getting this stuff cleaned up and getting this straightened out so that we can live our lives in this world the way that God intended us to. And every time I can bring you a report like this to show you this, okay? And we see this 10 km it is definitely celebratory. And so with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will be back later on. I'll be watching like a hawk that area.
So we got two updates on dumps. Okay.
It houses 400 of the world's most dangerous prisoners, including El Chapo, Richard Lee McNair, Zacarias Musui, and many others involved in the 9/11 attacks. No one has ever escaped from this prison, and it's likely that no one ever will. Each inmate is confined in a cell measuring only 3.5 meters by 2 meters, with thick concrete walls and a steel door. They are locked up for 23 hours a day and are allowed only 1 hour outside for basic activities. The windows are designed to tilt upwards so that inmates cannot determine their location within the prison. They can only receive letters from approved contacts and are limited to 1 phone call per month. Every action of the inmates is monitored 24/7 by surveillance cameras. The facility is strictly controlled by an electronic door system, and snipers guard the high towers. This complex covers 49 acres of land, is heavily patrolled, and has never allowed media or outsiders to enter. ADX Florence has 3 levels of security. The general housing unit holds the most inmates. Next is a special unit called H Unit, where many Islamic extremists involved in events like the 9/11 attacks are imprisoned. Finally, there is a highly restricted section with 4 cells, known as Range 13, where the most strictly controlled inmates are held. Only 3 prisoners have ever been held in Range 13. The structure of Range 13 remains a mystery.
I didn't know that. So that was a good video. Yep. Version. Okay. Another short one I got.
American people. President Trump has already taken steps to deliver to the American people information that for far too long has been kept under the federal government's lock and key through classification. Under Executive Order 14176, President Trump has directed the federal government to prepare reports regarding the declassification of records regarding the assassinations of President John regarding the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. The task force will also examine agencies' knowledge and possession of documents regarding other areas of significant public interest, including UAPs, the origins of COVID-19, the Epstein client list, and details surrounding the death of Osama bin Laden in Operation Neptune Spear. Our first hearing is March and will focus on the assassination of President Kennedy. We have already engaged with relevant agencies to provide briefings this month regarding the universe of documents connected to these areas.
Most people don't know.
Upon receiving these briefings, we'll move immediately to review documents and, if necessary, earmark them for release to the American people. The task force will travel as necessary to conduct research and meet with relevant witnesses and experts who may also be called to speak in a public setting. We will work closely with the committee to provide transparency through hearings, reports, and the release of documents. It's important to note that we don't have documents yet, and we also don't hold declassification authority. The task force seeks to operate with coordination with the administration to ensure that the American people receive the documents needed to answer questions that we have been all asking for far too long. We will regain the trust of the American people through transparency.
Thought that was good. Hey, Colby. I wasn't sure when I was coming back. I had to walk away, and I'm going to take it easy this time. So I'm just going to go till 7 o'clock. Have a busy week. Okay.
Let's get into it. Let's first look at the seemingly innocent picture on the refrigerator. Superman and the Statue of Liberty. That's totally innocent, right? Well, if you still think the Statue of Liberty is something to represent freedom and Lady Liberty, well, you just haven't seen my videos enough, because when you compare it to a 1848 statue of Lucifer, you see 7 points on the crown, the faces are identical, a broken chain, and a broken chain, a torch, and even an apple representing the Big Apple and the temptation. So yes, while the Statue of Liberty seems innocent, there is much more meaning there than you think. And now we turn our attention to Superman. Innocent, right? Well, did you ever wonder what that S really stood for on his chest? And that's a familiar pose Superman always does. Kind of reminds you of Lady Liberty in the Lucifer painting from 1797. And again, another image of Lucifer. And how interesting that green kryptonite just happens to be Superman's weakness, and the exact color talked about as God's throne. Let's move on to this seemingly innocent blue and yellow squared patch. What is that? Seems to match the same colors on these Freemason gowns, but maybe that's just me. Although Michael Richards, otherwise known as Cosmo Kramer, is a known Freemason. And last but not least, although very discreet, I still didn't miss this one down here, because to me, it looks like the number 6, which is one of the numbers they just really love, and even that, but a little one-eye symbolism as well. And don't even get me started on how many times they sneak in the number 3 or 33 in the show, even with the M if you turn it sideways, and all sorts of other symbolism that I used to just look past, and now I see because they put it right in plain sight. You just got to be paying attention. But there I go again with that crazy imagination, thinking the Superman and Statue of Liberty are representations of Lucifer. How ridiculous. I just do this to entertain you guys, and I know that's just some sort of little cloth to blow your nose on, and that's just a patch. That's a lovely little design. Entertainment purposes only, people. Come on.
Okay, this one is 4 minutes.
Since 2016, and to protect the people from the worldwide cabal, a highly classified military operation called Continuity of Government has been in effect,
Anybody see
now
this
known
one?
as Continuity of Operations Plan. It was overseen by Space Force in cooperation with several major countries that were part of the Global Military Alliance. In 2016, President Donald J. Trump signed executive orders making himself Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. military so he could protect America by being a wartime president under regulations of that U.S. Continuity of Government. There were 2 very specific federal continuity directives issued on January 17 and June 13, 2017 that outlined specific powers of the 3 branches of government under a U.S. Continuity of Government. The U.S. Continuity of Government meant that the U.S. Constitution was on pause, while the military was in control via military occupancy as outlined in 1,236 pages of the U.S. Law of War Manual. The Space Force military was in charge of the military occupancy, which has now activated soft martial law in the U.S. Title 50 United States Code Chapter 33, titled War Powers Resolution, outlines how a president has power and authority of the armed forces and how to declare a war under a military occupancy. This also meant that Joe Biden was never the officially elected U.S. president, and that since 2016, Trump has been acting as Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. military, plus all of his executive orders were still active and in effect. President Trump has been and was now operating under the unitary executive theory. Despite what any corrupt New York judge thinks, Trump already has 100% unitary authority over the executive branch of government as stated in the U.S. Constitution, and ruled on by SCOTUS in 2021. As a result of the filings against Trump by the Democrats, the Supreme Court will get the final say on who is in charge of the executive branch, plus if a sitting U.S. president actually has the right to investigate fraud in the U.S. Treasury, or anywhere else in the system. A new precedent will be set. Legal clarity will be established for the benefit of the American people and restoration of the Constitution. No wonder Trump said on Tuesday, 11th of February that all hell will break loose in 72 hours. That makes the deadline Friday 14th of February afternoon, anniversary of the Valentine's Day massacre, where planes are grounded, stock market crashes and internet shuts down so worldwide mass arrests can happen safely. A possible timing, Tuesday, February 11, 2025. President Trump on X, emergency alert, all hell is breaking loose in 72 hours. 1. QTM on X, warning sign, warning sign, warning sign. This is a presidential emergency message. All hell is breaking loose in 72 hours. President Trump. Tuesday, February 11, 2025. Official notification. Leaders in the global currency reset received signal payments authorized by the Quantum Network. Since Friday, February 3, 2023, all Basel IV compliant banks were expected to go public with the new gold, commodity-backed currency international rates as required by the Jezar law. This is the re-evaluation of all the global currencies, meaning the global currency reset. The use of the fiat US dollar will be used for up to 90 days February, March, April parallel with the new United States note, USN, they may cut it off of by April 30th or soon thereafter. B. Global Currency Reset, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy on Telegram Wednesday 12th of February, 2025.
I guess that was all. That's a weird ending. That was all there was. Interesting video. So I got a 7-minute one and a 2-minute one, and that's going to wrap it up. I'm not sure what time tomorrow. So
that we're receiving and other victims are receiving. But I did want to hop on here and clarify a couple things that people have left in comments and, just a lot of misinformation going around. So I did file a private criminal complaint to the Butler County, Pennsylvania District Attorney's Office, implicating Governor Josh Shapiro for the attempted assassination against former President Donald J. Trump on July 13th of 2024, and for the murder of Corey Comparator. Yes, Governor Josh Shapiro is fully liable. He has control and supervision over the state police and has connections with the FBI and has just reigned terror in Pennsylvania. A little about me. I was a resident of Pennsylvania for 25 years. My family's been there for years. I still have family there. And I was working as a licensed foster and adoptive parent. I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I was teaching in the schools. I'm a mother. I have 4 young children that I'm raising. And, I came out after I had saved 4 children that were left soiled in feces and unclothed. And I basically spoke up against the county for them failing that family. And after that point, they terrorized my
Ray, is it okay to let me know?
family. They came after my family. We had to flee for safety. Just a horror show, total nightmare. And as I continued to speak up and, voice the oppression that we were, facing, I started started to connect with multiple victims, and over the months, I began to realize, wait, like this is a racket. This is an enterprise, a Commonwealth enterprise. It's very, very vast. And of course, we all know that the FBI is the one that's supposed to investigate public corruption, which unfortunately in the state of Pennsylvania, they're not doing. They're trying to silence victims. Governor Josh Shapiro has full control over the media there, Penn Live, ABC. I have text messages with the reporter for months and months and months. They have known about the crimes. And, I think the media is just as much liable for the safety and for the harm caused to the victims as Governor Josh Shapiro, because if they have knowledge of the crimes, they are failing the public. They are failing the public by, aiding him in promoting his political agenda and not providing protection and to the public that so greatly needs that exposure. So anyways, I'm just coming on here because I want the public to know what's going on. Politicians have a lot of pull with the media, and normal everyday civilians don't have that. And so it's really important to get on social media and let the people know what's going on. A couple of the victims that I've been working with are Leah Shoots, Matt Konopesky, Elena Belogolowski, Ellen Greenberg's death. I have investigated that. Daniel Harris, Yvonne Worski-Werman. There's so many people, and it's horrible. They threaten us. They come after our families. They take our children. The crimes that have been committed to try to suppress, the exposure of their crimes is just absolute, I don't want to call it genocide, but it's a humanitarian crisis in Pennsylvania, and people are living in fear. I think a lot of the people that, just have no idea, they're uninformed. I'm going to call them uninformed. I'm not going to say uneducated because I think they're just uninformed. But this is really important. And I want the public to know that I'm just a mother that went through persecution by Governor Josh Shapiro and the officials underneath him. And, I'm not a political party. I'm not here to promote, a political position. I'm not here to promote one way or the other. I truthfully don't know much about Kamala Harris. I mean, I know she was vice president, but I didn't vote for her, and I don't really know anything about her. I'm not on here, to say one way or the other. But what I do know for sure is that Governor Josh Shapiro is an absolute criminal. I will come out and say that because he has full responsibility to protect the civilians in Pennsylvania. His failure to protect and his involvement to corrupt and obstruct justice is an absolute atrocity. And the public needs to speak up. We need to stop living in fear and letting them control the agenda when this is not normal. We don't live in some sort of, third world, terroristic country. This is America. We're supposed to be living for free, not for free, but we're supposed to be living free and, not persecuted for exposing crimes. That's absolute, it's insane, totally crazy. So I'm just an average human being. No, I am not imagining any of this. There's hundreds of victims. I have hundreds of text messages from people that have been victims to these crimes. And the public needs to speak out, and that's what I'm doing. I've been speaking out since October, even though they harassed my family and forced us out. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop until there's justice. And everybody needs to know what's going on, because we live in a quote unquote democracy where this is not supposed to happen. And I think it's my duty to let everybody know what's going on in Pennsylvania and who Governor Josh Shapiro truly is. Again, he controls the media. So when you listen to the media, you need to take it with a grain of salt. If you look at the amount of lawsuits alleging crimes against Governor Josh Shapiro, you'll be just as horrified as I am. So please, do your homework, do your research. Remember that the media is controlled, and
Okay. I guess I want to wrap things up. Thought that was an interesting video. So yeah, raise and let me know about what time that starts tomorrow. So I guess we'll just do that tomorrow. We'll watch the stuff what Trump's saying. So, and Kate, you know that the race is starting. They're up in the time on Sunday. I think to 1:30. I guess rain's possible in Florida. So hopefully Mary got her kitten back. Yep. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Have a great weekend. I don't see you. And we'll see you sometime in the afternoon tomorrow. God bless. Stay safe, stay strong, keep the faith, stay warm, keep the faith. And thanks, Maud. It's at 12. Yeah, look up between 12 and 1. We'll be on then. See you guys all tomorrow.